While slavery was outlawed by the 13th Amendment in 1865, blacks in the South quickly realized they were anything but free. In the decades following the American Civil War, many Southern states passed laws intended to resubjugate former slaves and extort their labor. These black codes made it easy for newly freed blacks to be arrested for minor crimes or even fabricated charges. Facing extensive fines and court fees, they often had no choice but to enter binding labor contracts with local employers who paid off the debt in exchange for their manual labor. This awful practice, known as peonage or debt slavery, while illegal, became widespread throughout the South, including Oglethorpe County, Georgia. This is the story of one man, Hal Johnson, who tried to fight this injustice in the courts, and how it eventually cost him his life.
It seems that H.O. Johnson was outraged because a local landowner, William Eberhart, was keeping blacks in the condition of slavery. It was very cruel. People had been beaten and in one instance murdered. And he wrote a letter to the Justice Department saying that he and some other citizens in the community were outraged and were not going to stand for this anymore. And actually wrote 2 letters to the Justice Department. And I think they got passed to the Attorney General who in Washington, who ordered the federal attorney in Atlanta, district attorney in Atlanta, to investigate the case. And he did start an investigation. As I understand it, Mr. Johnson went to Atlanta on at least 2 occasions to testify, and there was enough evidence apparently to convict this Eberhart and 4 other co-conspirators of crimes, but a Georgia judge ruled that he didn't say that they hadn't committed illegal activities, but he said that the statutes that they were being tried under, the peonage statutes, didn't apply to the state of Georgia. So basically the case was overturned on a technicality. This was in 1898, and then Eberhart was obviously a powerful man of the community. His brother-in-law was the justice of the peace here in Winterville. And when Johnson came back, I think he'd undergone a period of harassment in the community. He was arrested for carrying a concealed weapon. I assume he was doing that because he was afraid for his safety. He got involved in a couple of civil suits filed against him because I just think he'd undergone a period of harassment, which led him in 1899 to commit suicide in this house. So.
On the Sunday morning following his conviction of a concealed weapons charge, Johnson awaited his impending sentencing with great anxiety. While his family dressed for church, Mr. Johnson contemplated his foreboding situation. Feeling overwhelmed by his legal problems and condemnation by influential members of his community, Mr. Johnson walked upstairs and became an unlikely casualty in the defense of equal rights.
first of all, I want to say to Dr. Berry that I think all these kids should receive an A for their efforts in this project.